Okay, let's get started. So in today's session, we are going to start the practical. So what we are going to do is we are going to create our machines, virtual machines in Azure Cloud Data Center. And both of you have created your Azure account already. So Azure is what? It's a platform. It's a public data center, okay, wherein people can create uh, their virtual machines and resources and all. So what we are going to do in Azure is we are going to create one network. And on that network, we will create some virtual machines, okay, like this. Okay, so, and we will connect these machines to the same network. So for example, we will have some servers like a domain controller server, then we will have a SQL server, and that will be a database server. Then we will have MECM PS primary site server and client machine, right? Like Windows 10 or Windows 11, anything. Okay, so they will be connected to the same network. Now, where should we create our resources? In Azure, everything is called resources, like machine is a resource, network is a resource, IP address is a resource. Okay, everything is a resource. So we are going to create our resources in Azure Cloud Data Center. Now the question is where we will create. So you can create in India or Australia or America or Canada, Europe, Africa, anywhere. There are many data centers available all over the world. So what we are going to do, we are going to create it in the default region. Whatever the default comes in, we will create in that one. So we have to create one resource group first. Okay, resource group is like a container, a box, like a box, big box, like a bag, So we will create resource group, and then inside that resource group, we will create network. Okay. And then we will create virtual machines like this, right? All of them will be inside that resource group. So that is called the resource group, like a container, big box. And inside that, everything will be present. Okay. So I'm going to make you presenter, Zahid. Now, Zahid, you need to
Yes.
share your screen. I gave you permission. You can now share the screen with us. And Frank, you also
Yeah,
need to perform the same task side by side.
okay.
So do you have two monitors or one
No,
monitor?
no, I have just one laptop. Yes.
Frank?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay. So in case if you would like to speed up the process, what you can do, Frank, you can
Mm.
join the meeting with mobile as well. Okay. And on the mobile, you can watch what is happening, and side by side, you can perform the task on your computer. Right now
Okay.
you join from the laptop, right?
Yeah, right.
So it will be difficult to watch the screen and perform side by side. So better if you have, mobile handy, you can join this meeting on the mobile too. Got it?
Yeah, okay, got it.
Just to speed up the process. So you got 200 credit, $200 credit. So whenever you create your Azure subscription, free trial, they give you $200 free credit, and that you can use it for 1 month, 30 days. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. So shall we proceed, Frank?
Yeah,
Are you doing
joining
it?
from one.
Okay, you are
Yeah,
joining
joining
from
from.
mobile. Okay, so I'll wait for you. Okay. But you have to put yourself on mute on the one of the devices. Otherwise, you will get a background, the echo or something.
Yeah, okay.
So you can turn off the audio on the computer and you can use on the mobile, anything, whatever you like. Okay. Are you all set now, Frank?
Yeah.
You can turn off your video. Okay. All good now?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Okay. So now here we have many resources, virtual machines, then storage, then SQL database, then Azure Cosmos DB and all. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create our virtual machines. Why? Because we need to have Windows servers and client machine. So let's click on virtual machine. So how do you go to Azure portal? The portal address is portal.azure.com. Right, Frank? You have to go to that website first and then go to virtual machine. I hope you are on the same page where
Yeah.
Zahid is on. Now you need to click on create at the left hand side. Yeah, Azure virtual machine. Okay. Now here is a form. This is just a template. Okay. So when you fill this template, then the machine will get ready. So first thing first, what is mentioned there is the subscription, the Azure subscription 1. Okay. So either it is a free subscription, the free trial, or Azure subscription one and the same thing. So we don't have to touch the subscription. Now the below one is resource group. We need to click on create new because we don't have any resource group at the moment. Create new. And now the name, type in anything of your choice, but I would suggest you go with MECM_training. Capital letter. Training. Okay, and click OK. Okay, so we have created one resource group. Resource group is what? It's a container, a box. Inside that box, our virtual machine will go, our all the resources, whatever resources we create, everything will go inside that container. Okay, now let's go to now type in the virtual machine name. So that is going to be the first virtual machine name will be domain, DOMAIN. Okay, now it is asking you to choose the region Switzerland North. Okay, you can go with Switzerland North. Okay, but I would suggest you go with East US. Can you go up on the top, scroll up? You have the first one, I think, East US, first one. Choose East US. Let's see whether that is available for you or not. East US. East US is where? In the New York data center. Then availability zone is there. No, availability option is there just below East US. So choose, click on that and choose no infrastructure redundancy required. That's it. No infrastructure redundancy is required. Okay. Security type is a standard. Fine. Now image, Windows Server, right? Not the Ubuntu and Linux boxes, right? So choose Windows Server 2019 data center. You can also go with 2012, 2012 R2, 16, 19, or 2022. Anything of your choice. So 2019. Clear? Make sure the region is not changed. Go up. Region is East US. Yes, it is. Remain as it is. Now, then you have to go down a little bit. Then you have size. Size is how much processor and memory you would like to give it to the devices. So choose 1 CPU and 3.5 RAM because that is a little less expensive, you know, the cheapest one. 1 CPU and 3.5 RAM. Okay, Frank, 1 CPU
Yeah, I
and
got it.
3.5 RAM. Now username. So type in your name. So Zahid. Frank, you will have to type in your name, Frank. Okay, Zahid. Now password. Wait a minute. Don't choose your password. No, I will give you the password. Okay, open a notepad. Type in today's date, that is 2nd May 2023. Hit enter. Now, point number 1, create Azure subscription. Point number 1, you have to give create Azure subscription. Point number 2, Azure portal overview. Okay. Point number 3, create create 3 virtual machines. In bracket, type in domain, comma, database, comma, MECM. So there are 3 machines we are going to create. Domain, database, MECM. PS means primary site. Okay. So these are like the names we are giving. Later, we will make those machines as domain controller, database, and MECM primary site. Don't give any hyphen between MECM and PS. Just keep it one word. Okay. Now hit enter a couple of times. Type in virtual machine username and password. User ID is Zahid. And hit enter password. What is the password? I will give you the password. Capital P A small a SSWORD password @ 123. Okay. So this is going to be your password. Okay. Copy that. Copy. Yes, copy. And put it in the password box below as well. Confirm password. Frank, you have to do the same password. Okay. You need to
Okay.
use the same password. Don't change the password. Now, second thing is also you need to keep the username and password of this Azure portal. Username is what? Zahid_SIDD@outlook.com. That's a new email address you created, right? That's your email address, and the password of this Azure portal. Somewhere later on, not now, but later on, keep the username and password saved somewhere so that in case you forgot the user ID and password, you can, check the notes. Because this Azure portal, we will be using it for the next 35 days. So make sure you keep the username and password saved somewhere. Now, scroll down. Okay, so rest everything will remain as it is. 3389 is the port number through which we will remotely connect to the machine. That's the reason it is giving you the 3389 port number. So that's okay. Now you have to go next disk. Then it is the disk option is by default coming, so you don't have to touch anything here. It is coming as SSD, premium SSD. So that's okay. We don't have to touch anything here. Let's go to next, networking. Now, when you go to the next, you have this option, the virtual network. So what does it say? Virtual network, it's gonna create domain-vnet. We don't need domain-vnet. We need one network for East US. So all the machines which will be there in East US will be connected to that network. Got it?
Got it.
So the name is, we can go with domain VNet, but the name is little, particular to domain. We have to keep a generic name. Okay. Now, so just below domain, can you click on the blank space? Yeah. Now, just below domain-vnet, we have create new option. Click on create new. Then the name is domain-vnet. So instead of domain, change vnet is fine. Instead of domain, type in East US -vnet. East US -vnet. This is your East US -vnet 1. Type in 1 after vnet. This is your first network. Okay, in the East US.
Got it.
Okay. Now, so rest everything will remain as it is. We don't have to touch anything. Let's click on OK. Clear?
Got it.
Now below, below you have public IP address. We need public IP address. Why? Because we have to connect to these machines through public IP address. So public IP should be what? Permanent. It should not change, right? If suppose my number, mobile number, I keep on changing my number, like today there's a different number, tomorrow there's a different number. So you will get difficulties reaching me, right? Similarly, I don't want this IP address of these machines to change. It should be remain as it is. So just below public IP, just, yeah, close that. Just below this domain-IP, there is one option called create new. Click on create new and then choose basic. Static. Static means it will remain as it is. The number, the public IP address number will not change. It will remain as it is. Just like my mobile number, it will remain as it is. Okay. So public IP of this machine will remain as it is. Click OK. And then choose review plus create below. So this is the amount they are going to charge you after the free trial is expired. So after free trial, 30 days, if you would like to continue, then you will have to pay this amount, $0.1260 per hour. Got it?
Got it. It's for the
Got it.
network, right? Or
It's
is it
for the
it's gonna
virtual
be
machine.
virtual machine? Got it.
Yeah. Click on create. Okay, Frank, you are on the same page?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our first virtual machine which we are creating. So we will get a blank Windows Server 2019 blank. Okay, so in that one, we will start doing the installation of prerequisite, then all the basic configuration, and then we will make that server as a domain controller. So this is the same, this is the process to create a virtual machine. Now we have to follow the same process to create two more virtual machines, database and MECM PS server. So let's go back to search box. On the top, you have search, resources, services, everything we have to search there. When you click on that, you have this option called virtual machine. Click on virtual machine. So we are back to the same page where we were before, right? We are on this virtual machine page. Again, you have to click on this create an Azure virtual machine. So we are going to create our second virtual machine. Now, in the second virtual machine, Everything will remain same except the resource group. Why? Because resource group is already there. So we don't have to create a new resource group. Okay. We don't have to create a new resource group. We have to go with the same resource group. So the resource group is MECM training. You have to choose from the drop down. Okay, Frank?
Yeah, got it.
Now just below that, you have virtual machine. Now type in database. Machine name will be different, database. East US is by default coming, the region. We have to keep that as it is, East US. Okay, make sure the region does not change. Otherwise, the machine cannot connect to each other. Then availability. Wait a minute, Zahid, go slowly. Availability option is there. So we have to choose no infrastructure redundancy is required. The availability zone. Because if you choose that, then you will have to pay little extra. So click on availability zone drop down. Choose the first option, no infrastructure redundancy required. Okay. Then you have image, Windows Server 2019 data center. It's already selected. Okay. So in case if it is not, then you have to choose Windows Server 2019. Okay, Frank?
Yeah, got it.
Now below, let's go down. Now size is 1 CPU and 3.5 RAM. Okay. That is already selected. But if it is not, then you have to make sure the size is 1 CPU and 3.5 RAM. Now the username, copy and paste it from the notepad, which I have given to you. Username and password, copy and paste it from the notepad. Don't type in the password. Paste the same password, password@123. That's your password. Okay. Below you have next disk. Then you need to click on next networking. Now you wait a minute. You have to make sure the network name is same, East US -VNet1. It is not changed. Okay, Frank? Is it
Okay.
coming? Is it coming East
Yeah.
US? Okay, so the network name, the virtual network name has to be same because all the machine will be connecting to the same network. Subnet is fine. Public IP. So public IP, again here, we have to click on create new in front of public IP and choose basic and static. So it will remain as it is. It should not change and click OK. And below you have review plus create. Create now. So these are the steps to create virtual machine. The second virtual machine is also getting ready. Now we have to follow the same process to create the third virtual machine. Go back to virtual machine and then click on create at the left hand side and then choose Azure virtual machine. MECM training is going to be the resource group name, drop down, the resource group drop down and choose MECM training. Now virtual machine name. So this machine is going to be our primary site server. So we have to give the name accordingly. The name is MECM PS, capital letter. When we will create our secondary site, we will give the name as MECM SS. Okay. Here, MECM PS, the primary site. Then availability region, East US, and availability option, no infrastructure redundancy required. Okay. And image is Windows Server 2019. That's already selected. Go down and type in the username, and 1 CPU and 3.5 RAM is the size. Size is okay, already selected, the correct one. Username Zahid and the password is capital PASS. Copy and paste it. capital PASSWORD@123. Next. And I go to next disk. Next, networking. Next, networking. Here you have to make sure the network name is same, East US -VNet1. Got it? And in front of public IP, you have to click on create new and make it static, basic and static, and click OK. And then choose review plus create. Create. Okay, now go back to virtual machine again. Okay, so all these machines are now ready. No, we don't have to create any virtual machine now. The 3 machine we had to create. 3 machine we created: data, domain, database, and MECM. And we have to make sure the subscription is same for each machine. Yes. Training resource group is MECM_training. Is it same for all these machines? Yes. Location East US. Operating system is
This is like capital. Does it make a
that's okay.
difference?
No, that's okay. Operating system, okay. Size is okay. And the public IP address. Okay, so the machine is almost ready. Can you click on refresh? Now we have to connect to these machines now every day. When you start the session, right? Before you join the session, you have to start the machine and connect to them. Okay. Are you guys using personal computer or office computer?
Personal
No,
computer.
personal, yeah.
Personal.
Personal one, yeah.
Okay. So you need to download one application. So now download, yes, download, type in download space M remote.
Every board, sorry.
M remote.
It's
Not,
desktop.
no, not desktop, M remote.
This is this one. NG.
Yes, M remote NG. Now there are 3 options: a stable version, preview version, or nightly version. So let's go with the stable version, the MSI, the green MSI. Click on the green MSI. That's the installer of that application. It's getting downloaded. Install this. Ask me later. Have you installed M remote, Frank?
No, I'm still downloading.
Frank, are you on the same page now?
It's still downloading.
Still downloading?
Yeah. Okay, got it installed.
Install now? Okay.
Yeah.
So what we have to do, we need to create a folder at the left hand side. So you need to click on connections and then click on the folder. Yeah. Now the folder name, type in East US, because we are going to create machines in East US and in other region as well, East US 2 or something. So East US. Now folder you created. Now right click on the folder itself and choose new connection. New connection and type in domain. Again, right click on East US folder, right click on the folder and choose new connection, database. Again, right click on the folder and choose new connection. MECM PS. Delete that. Delete, 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 rename. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, right click and then new connection, MECM PS. Okay, good. Now you have given the name, but you haven't given the IP address of these machines. So without IP, you can't connect to these machines. So one by one, you have to copy the IP address. So go to the Azure portal. Wait, Go to the Azure portal. Now the first one, copy the IP address of the first one. That is what? That is database machine. As you see at the left hand side, it belongs
Yeah,
to database.
database.
Yeah.
Is it
Copy.
better if I put it over here? No,
Yeah.
is it needed?
Yeah, you can. It's not needed, but if you want, you can.
Okay, no worries. No,
Go back to
let's do it
M
later.
remote. Now click on database. Wait. Now click on database. You have clicked on database. Now below there is a config column. Inside that you have a box called connection. Inside connection you have host IP, right? Hostname/IP. So in front of IP, paste the IP address. Paste. Very good. Now username, type in your name Zahid and the password, copy and paste it from the clipboard. Password @123. Okay. Now you have to repeat the same step for domain and MECM-PS. Go to go to the Azure portal. Copy the IP of domain server. Paste the IP for the domain server. Yes. Zahid is the username and password. Now you need to repeat the same step for MECM-PS now. Yeah, password, yeah. Username Zahid. Password. Okay, you have given the password. Now, in order to connect to these machines, right click on the folder East US and then choose connect. Connect. All these 3 machines will get connected without asking for the password and all.
So Kashif, these are running, right?
Hmm.
And how we stop them and run them again?
I will tell you. Now go back to the machines where you have connected. Frank, I think the machines are connected for you too. Now maximize this screen. Now, so we have to do some basic config. Go back to the notepad down at the bottom. Now, point number 4. Point number 4, download and install mremote. Download and install mremote. mremote.
Is it M or N?
M for Michael.
Got it. I'm sorry.
Point number 5. Do basic configuration on all the servers. Configurations on all the servers. So right now we have 3 servers, right? Domain, database, and MECM-PS. We have to do basic configuration. Basic configuration as in, the public IP address and the virtual machine name and all. So let's see one by one. We have to perform the basic configuration. So let's go to domain server. The left hand side, you have domain. The first one is domain. Now at the right hand side, little up. Can you go little up? Little right to domain. Up, right, little right. Go up. Go up, right, go right. You see at the right hand side, you have domain server.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let me
Wait.
do you want to
Give
try
me
window
control.
admin?
Give me control.
So you're talking about this one, right?
Right. Yeah. So we have, wait a minute. We have 3 tabs on the top. As you see, domain, database, and MECM PS. So we will use these tabs to switch to the machine. Suppose if you would like to switch to domain, you go to domain. If you would like to go to database, okay, because these will not work. Okay, you have to double click on. Suppose if you would like to go to domain, you have to double click like this. Okay, single click will not work at the left hand side, but single click will work here. Okay,
Okay.
now we have to do what? Basic configuration. So first thing first, we will choose this option, do not show this message again. Okay, and close it. Okay, that we are doing it on the domain server. Now we have done that. Now the second thing, you need to go to local server and check the name of the machine. Yes, it's all good. Okay, I don't have any problem with the name and all good. Now you have Ethernet, as you see Ethernet. So either IPv6 or IPv4, which one? So IPv4 is fine. IPv6 is enabled, but we will disable that one. So I'm going to click on this. Okay, so we will have to right click on this Ethernet and then choose properties. And there is a box called Internet Protocol version 6. We don't need this one. So I'm going to remove the checkbox only from this. So you need to remove the checkbox and then click on OK. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you need to, at the right hand side, you have IE enhanced security, which is on. If it is on, then you can't go to any website. So we have to turn it off. So I'm going to click on and turn off, and click OK. So we have turned off. Okay, clear?
Yes, clear.
The last thing is, you see, install updates automatically. It is installing updates automatically. That means it will download the update anytime from the internet, and then the machine will get restarted as well after the installation of update. So we don't want machine to take the update from internet. We will be supplying updates from SCCM. Okay.
Got it.
So we have to disable that one. So in order to do that, I will open run box, run on that machine. Okay. Now in run, I'll need to type in sconfig. S means server config, server configuration, and then click OK. When you do that, it's going to take you to this blue window, wherein point number 5 is for Windows update setting, currently set to automatic. We are going to change that to manual, right? So I'm going to type in what? Which point number? 5. 5 is Windows update setting, right? And hit enter. And then currently it is automatic. So we have to type in M for manual and hit enter. So the machine will take the update from SCCM server. and then we will click on OK and close it. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Frank, now you have to
Yeah.
repeat the same step on database. So let me go to database and check the box. Do not show this message again and close it. Then local server. And then I need to click on this IPv4 v6 enabled. And then I'm going to right click on this Ethernet properties. And then I'm going to remove the checkbox Internet Protocol version 6, right? And click OK and close it. Then IE enhanced security is on. I'm going to turn off that one. Then install updates automatically. So I need to open what? Run box. So run in that server. And I need to type in sconfig and click OK. 5 and hit enter, M and hit enter. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Same thing we have to repeat it on MECM PS. Can you do that? Somebody is there at my door. Okay, so you have completed that one.
Yes.
Okay, so you are you have done the basic configuration on all the machine. Okay.
Why this is still says enabled over here?
Refresh on the top. You have refresh option. That
Oh,
next to the flag.
okay,
Refresh. Okay.
got it.
So Frank, you are on the same page.
Yeah.
So we have completed the basic configuration on all the servers. Now we have to make these servers as what? Domain as domain controller, database as SQL server, and
SQL Server.
MECMPS is going to be primary site server.
SCCM
Yeah.
primary site
So
server.
we have to do some prerequisite installation. So we have to start the installation of some prerequisite. So we need to install ADDS. And now one more thing. These things what we are doing, we are in implementation phase at the moment. We are going to implement our primary site server. So for that, there are many prerequisites are needed. In production environment, you will never do this. Why? Because SCCM will already be implemented, right? You have to work on the operation, day-to-day daily task. You don't have to implement SCCM. Hardly you will find any company wherein you will have to implement SCCM. So we will quickly install all these prerequisites. We will not focus on these installation. We will quickly proceed with this one. And after the installation, after the implementation of SCCM, we will focus more. We will, focus on the operation task, which you have to do on daily basis. Got it? So
Got
we
it.
will not spend more time in the explanation why we are installing and what. We will quickly finish this one. Okay. So install ADDS role. ADDS is what? Active Directory Domain Services role on domain server to make that server as a domain controller. So that's a prerequisite for domain controller. Domain controller is what? It's a centralized server through which the authentication will happen. You can access resources on the network. Domain controller is needed. When you type in your username and password, it goes to the domain controller, and there is a directory service called Active Directory, which authenticates if the username is correct or not. Then only you are allowed to access that resource. So we need to have that server. So in order to create domain as a domain controller, we need to install this ADDS role, Active Directory Domain Services role. Got it? So let's
Got
go
it.
to the domain quickly. Everyone, go to domain server quickly, and then go to dashboard at the left-hand side. Dashboard. Left, I said left. Yes. Now click on add roles and features. And then go next. 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 Choose the second option, Active Directory Domain Services, and add feature. And wait. Frank,
Yeah.
you are on the same page?
Yeah.
So Active Directory Domain Services, and you see the destination server at the right-hand side, top
Uh-huh.
is the domain, right? You have to make
Yes.
sure you are on this domain server. Okay. Now go next, install quickly. Very good. Now let me take the control. Second point, point number 7. We need to install .NET 3.5 feature on database. Why we need .NET 3. It's a platform. On .NET there are many applications which run. So we have to install SQL Server on .NET. SQL Server on database. That's the reason we need to install this .NET. So install .NET 3.5 feature on database box, database server, to make that server as a SQL Server. Okay. In order to make that server as a SQL Server, we have to install .NET 3. So let's go to database. Everyone, let's go to database and go to dashboard, add roles and features. Next, 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 and next. And choose the first option, .NET Framework 3.5. And wait, Frank, are you on the same page?
Yeah. Just a second.
.NET Framework 3.5 feature you have to select. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, finish. Now, let me take the control. You have to install many roles and features on MECM server. So install below roles and features on MECM server to make that server as a primary site server, right? So in order to make that server as a primary site server, we have to install some multiple roles and features. So what all roles and features are needed, I'll tell you. Okay. Web server IIS, then .NET 3.5, then .NET 4.7, then bits, then remote differential compression. Bits is background intelligent transfer services. Okay. Remote differential compression, then WSUS tools. After WSUS, you have to install what Windows authentication, then ASP.NET 3.5. After ASP.NET, IIS 6 WMI compatibility. Then IIS management scripts and tools. These are the roles and features needed okay. See, web server IIS, .NET 3.5, .NET 4.7 bits, remote differential compression, WSUS tools, Windows authentication, ASP.NET 3.5, IIS 6 WMI compatibility, and the last one is IIS management scripts and tools. These are needed on MECM to make that server as a primary site server, because we will have to create multiple website. Okay, we will have to install a management point, distribution point. So for those roles and features, we have to install these things. Okay, so how do you do that? Let me go to MECM server now. Everyone, let's go to MECM and then dashboard, right? And add roles and features. Then next, then next, and next. Now in the roles, we have to choose web server IIS and add feature. We have chosen web server IIS. Okay, Frank, web server IIS and add feature. Next, when you go next, you have to choose everything inside .NET 3.5. Expand that .NET and choose HTTP activation, non-HTTP activation. Okay, all good. And then expand 4.7, this .NET 4.7, expand WCF services and choose all these things: HTTP activation, MSMQ add feature, named pipe activation, TCP activation. So everything inside .NET 4.7 and .NET 3.5. Okay, Frank?
Yeah.
Then you have bits, background intelligent services. So you just have to choose that one. Add feature. Okay. Done. Then scroll down. And we will choose what? Remote differential compression. Sorry, remote differential compression. Okay. Then you have remote server administration tools. Just below that, I need to expand that one. Remote server administration tools, expand that one. And when you expand that, you have one, this one, role administration tools. I'm going to expand role administration tools. And then I'm going to choose WSUS tools, Windows Server Update Services tools. You need to choose that one. Clear, Frank?
Just a second. I'm
Done?
not getting that. Okay.
You need to go to this one, remote server administration tools, expand that one, then expand role administration tools, and then you will find this Windows Server Update Services.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you need
Yeah.
to check that box, and then we will go next. When you go next again, then you have some options here. We need to go down a little bit and then choose Windows authentication. Windows authentication. Okay, just below Windows authentication, just below you have application development. Expand this application development, expand that one. Okay, and then choose 4 point the ISP 3.5, this one. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
ASP.NET 3.5. Then we'll scroll down all the way to the bottom and expand this IIS 6 management compatibility. I need to expand that one. And then we need to choose this IIS 6 WMI compatibility. IIS 6 WMI compatibility and the below one. Okay, IIS management scripts and tools. Clear, Frank?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay, so we need to go next and install. Let me check the domain. Is the domain is ready? I mean the installation of prerequisite is done, and MECM PS it's about to happen. Okay, clear so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Frank and Zahid.
Yep.
So now point
Yes.
number 7 is stop all the machines in Azure. You have to stop them, otherwise they will keep on charging the amount. What was the amount? $0.127
Per
per
hour.
hour. So we don't want to get charged, right? Because otherwise your credit will get expired quickly. So we have to stop the machine. Just like electricity appliances, when you are going outside from your home, outside of your home, then you turn off all the electricity appliances like air cons, then light and fan and everything. Similarly, here in Azure portal, when we are not using our resources, we will stop them. So we will go to Azure portal, right? But don't stop now. Why? Because the installation is going on. So after like 5 minutes, you check this box, all of them, right? And then you need to click on stop. And then there is a confirmation button. You need to click on yes, but not now because the installation is going on. After 5 minutes from now, you stop it. Okay. Is that clear?
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Any question, Frank and Zahid?
Like one question, this M remote, right? This is a third party tool, or is it like, Microsoft? Is it?
Third party.
And if you're not using this, well, what would be the other option?
There are many options available like remote desktop connection manager, then remote desktop from Microsoft. Then there are many. I don't remember the name, but there are many options
So
available.
there, okay, like there's no one standard, like everybody
No,
uses.
no.
And we could have done it over here too. The same process what we have done in Microsoft Azure, like
For what?
this
To
on it
connect. To connect.
like configuration and everything.
No.
Okay. So we have to have something to access these through IP.
Yeah. So no. So either you connect from there, that option M remote, or you can copy the IP address like this, and then open MSTSC. That's the default option available in all Windows computer.
Or
So
remote desktop. Okay,
yes,
got
and paste the IP address of this machine, right? Paste the
it.
IP address of your machine like 20.232.122.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, okay.
201
This I know that. I know about this.
and
This is
connect. So that will
yeah,
give you the username and Zahid and the password at the rate 123. Then it will connect. Instead of
got it.
doing manually one every day, you just simply
This
use
is a
this one.
better option. Of
Yes,
course, this is like has a
and
better interface and
yes,
everything. Yeah.
and also the whatever the configuration you have done, like you have given the name and IP, you need to save them. Everyone, Frank, you too, you need to click on File and Save Connection File, so that tomorrow the settings will remain as it is. Otherwise, when you open tomorrow, you will not see the folder and the machines. You will have to add them again. So File and Save Connection File. Make sure you do that.
Okay.
What is this putty session? It's an old configuration.
I have a putty over here. Yes. Does that conflicting it?
No, you can connect instead of using putty, you can use the putty from here.
Yeah.
Right
Okay.
click and connect. That option is also available. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Now, so File and Save Connection File. Make sure you do that, Frank. File and Save Connection File. Now, so we have to stop all the machines. Why? Because the installation is done. As you see, domain installation is done, database is done, and MECM PS is done. All of them are done. So instead of waiting for 5 minutes, we can just simply check these boxes in the Azure portal, stop, and then stop. That's it. Clear?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll meet tomorrow, guys. Bye now.
And
Okay.
when we're gonna start tomorrow, before it, we have to just sign in and run
Yeah,
this.
before you join, like 7 o'clock India time, we are starting, right? So like
Yeah,
6:55 or 6:50, like 10 minutes before you join the session.
got it.
What you do, you check these boxes and then choose start like this and
Got
start yes. So that once the machines are started, wait for like 5 minutes after you start, right? You need to wait for 5 minutes and then go back to this M remote and double click. You see, they are disconnected. Double
it.
click, like connect to
Got it.
connect to
Got it.
these machines. Okay.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you, Kaushik.
Okay, Frank.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.